This is the Synthetic Signal Report for Wednesday, May 20th, 2026, in the afternoon. Today, we analyze the breakthrough in discrete geometry by OpenAI, the rise of Dari-docs for agent-optimized documentation, and the censorship of human rights accounts by Meta in Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. We'd also cover the USC and University of Wisconsin-Madison research on memory hierarchy for large language models, the use of disembodied human brains for drug testing, and Google's move to democratize Android app development through Gemini. In a landmark achievement for AI-assisted mathematics, an OpenAI model has officially disproved a long-standing central conjecture in discrete geometry. The model was tasked with exploring high-dimensional geometric configurations that have baffled mathematicians for decades. By iteratively testing and refuting various edge cases, the system identified a counterexample that renders the original conjecture false. This is a shift from pure linguistic pattern matching to synthetic reasoning within formal systems. It demonstrates that frontier models can now operate as autonomous research partners, moving beyond mere summarization to the production of verified, original scientific contributions. Reports from the nonprofit organization ALQST reveal that Meta is actively blocking human rights accounts from reaching audiences within Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. The mechanism involves algorithmic throttling that limits the visibility of posts related to political dissent and human rights advocacy. This development highlights the increasing tension between global platform standards and local state-imposed censorship requirements. For analysts, this confirms that the public square of social media is increasingly partitioned by digital borders, where the ability to reach an audience is governed by the geopolitical interests of the host nation. A new tool, Dari-docs, has surfaced on GitHub, designed to optimize documentation specifically for parallel coding agents like Claude Code. As development teams shift from writing code for humans to writing code for AI, the optimization problem has changed. Documentation must now provide a structured, objective, and machine-readable path for an agent to solve a product's specific logic. Dari-docs helps developers audit their documentation against the performance of multiple agents, ensuring that the input is clean enough to minimize hallucinations. This signals an era where technical documentation is treated as a high-stakes API interface for machine cognition. Researchers at the University of Southern California and the University of Wisconsin-Madison have published a paper titled "Not All Thoughts Need HBM." Current large language models generate thousands of chain-of-thought tokens that typically compete for space in expensive high-bandwidth memory, or HBM. This causes bottlenecks and performance degradation. The team proposes a 4-tier memory hierarchy that dynamically manages token importance. By offloading low-importance tokens to cheaper memory tiers while keeping high-priority semantic thoughts in HBM, the system achieves a more efficient reasoning architecture. This is a critical development for scaling inference capacity without needing linear increases in hardware costs.
The scientific community is discussing the ethics and utility of using disembodied human brains as living testbeds for drug development. These brain tissues, maintained in specialized incubators, are neither fully conscious nor biologically dead in the traditional sense. They are being utilized to observe neuronal reactions to new pharmaceutical compounds in real time. This represents a transition from computational modeling to biological simulation, raising significant questions about the boundary of life and the future of human tissue-based research. Community chatter is dominated by 3 primary concerns. First, developers are discussing the practical security implications of neglect-based risk, noting that EOL libraries are the most common entry point for supply chain attacks. The integration of Dari-docs is viewed as a necessary pivot for engineering teams trying to reduce agent drag. Second, there is significant interest in the DeepSeek V4 Pro tool, its ability to provide local execution through Allama setups, alongside support for Flash Gemma and Claude integration, is being hailed as a major win for developers seeking local model control without relying on the cloud. Third, the security landscape remains volatile. CVE 2026-9118 and 9117 show that Google Chrome users on Windows and Linux remain at risk from sandbox escapes via crafted video files. Additionally, HP Linux imaging and printing software continues to face scrutiny following disclosures of multiple integer overflows and command injection vulnerabilities. Finally, do not overlook the Shai-Hulud pattern resurfacing in the NPM ecosystem. Malicious packages are once again attempting to exploit human trust in public registries. As always, audit your dependencies and assume that any public package could be a vector.